Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just past the halftime mark of our launch today of the Aquaculture Academy, and we've heard from some great speakers so far. So for those of us joining in, we welcome you, and we say you have missed out, but you will get to catch up shortly in the next few minutes. As we continue, I'd like to remind us of the handles that we are using. The hashtag that we're using today is hashtag Aquaculture Academy. Aquaculture Academy is the hashtag that we are using today. Now, I remember I mentioned earlier on that we had a competition that has been running where we get to award a few people some great things. Now, some of these gifts, let me not mention everything right now, but there are some goodies that are coming. And we have the participants who took part in this seated right here, the finalists, and we shall be announcing who has won what in the next short while. For those of us who are joining us online, we have a Q&A section, so feel free also to post your questions there if you have any questions. We have a Q&A section. It is right next to the chat box. Please put them there. And then once you've done that, when the Q&A session comes up, we'll be able to answer your questions with authority, right? Brilliant. As we continue, we are also joined by the Cage Fish Farmers Association of Kenya, and they are going to just give us a word or two when it in regards to what they do. And this is going to be done by none other than David Okech. David, are you with us? David is representing the Cage Fish Farmers Association of Kenya. As he prepares, we also have the Aquaculture Association of Kenya that have joined us as well. We just want to recognize that they're here. David, how are you? This is from
I'm fine. How are you?
I am well. Cage Fish Farmers Association of Kenya.
Yes, correct.
All right. Kindly tell us what Cage Fish Farmers Association of Kenya is about and what you do in brief.
Thank you. All protocol observed. My name is Dave Okech. I'm the chairman of the Cage Fish Farmers Association of Kenya. We are an umbrella body that represents the voice of the cage fish farmers in the country. We have membership from Lake Victoria and the 5 counties that touch on Lake Victoria. That's Kisumu, Siaya, Migori, Homa Bay, and Busia. We also have membership from as far as Lake Turkana and any other part of the country where cage fish farming is being practiced. We came up with this association with the sole aim of building investor confidence in the sector. One of the things that we realized when we were farming fish was there are a couple of challenges that are facing the sector, and those are some of the things we want to address by advocating for solutions. And just to highlight some of those challenges, one is there is lack of existing cage fish farming regulations, which we are trying to push with the government so that those regulations are put in place, and this we believe will build investor confidence in the sector. As cage farming is a new venture, we all know, there's also lack of technical capacity of cage fish farmers to produce fish in a commercially sustainable way. So one of the things that we are very much happy and looking forward with Food Tech Africa is this academy, because implementing and supporting cage fish farmers through technical support will go a long way in improving productivity and building farmers' resilience towards some of the challenges that we will face in this 21st century. Not to mention a couple of others like a lack of access to high quality and affordable feeds and market linkages. So we are basically championing those causes, and we are happy to be part and parcel of this meeting today. And we look forward, tackling technical support that is lacking on the cage fish farming sector is very welcomed idea, and we want to collaborate a lot with the Food Tech Africa on this matter. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that, David Okech. We appreciate you for joining in. He's mentioned something about partnering, and in case someone is wondering, how do I partner with Foodtech Africa or with Lattice, kindly just go to the website, www.foodtechafrica.com/Aquaculture Academy, and you'll be able to get all the information that you need to ensure that you partner with them in different aspects, whether technical, or if you want your farm to be used right, as a tool to teach people. So feel free to just go there. I think there's a form that someone gets to fill, and then someone will be able to get in touch with you, and you'll have that conversation with them. Brilliant. Moving on very quickly, we've gotten to the point where we get to hear about this award ceremony that we have been talking about. And as Ivo prepares himself. Wow. Such is life, wow. As Ivo prepares himself, I'd like to welcome back John Eric to the stage. You can clap for him even as he comes. Just use the stairs on this side, John. There are a few things that we want to get to hear from John in respect to the course that he underwent. We can actually just have a seat. Let me just come close to you. All right. If you can have a mic for him. All right. So John,
Yes.
when you were here earlier, you said that you've actually undergone the training, and so as an alumni, what I want you to let us know is, how was your experience as you went through the training?
So I think that's a very interesting question. If you ask about my experience.
How is it interesting?
Because it's been a mix of so many experiences. I left school when I knew a lot about fish, the theory part. So theology is very broad. That is the scientific study of fish. So you have all this, but then when you leave school, you realize that there's a big disconnect between the theory and what you really need in an actual farm setup. We are not discrediting the theory in school. It's very important. Yeah. But then you realize that you need practical skills. So there was that big gap. So when I was just about to finish my undergraduate, when I literally bumped into Foodtech Africa. It was nothing official, so I bumped into them. And because I had passion for aquaculture, it was easy, joining their team, getting the training. And I think since then, there's been a very big impact on my side, not just my career, but even me as a person, as a fish farmer. So after the training, I was able to run a farm almost single-handedly. Something I won't do with the theory from school.
Immediately after the training? Or did you start the farm as you were going through the training?
So the training was a necessity. I was required to run a farm, but I didn't have the technical experience. Okay. So I went for the training in order to fit my job. Okay. Yeah. So I owe the success in my job to the training.
Okay. Since you've gone through the training, is it beneficial for someone who wants to do it, whether they have the knowledge or not? Because you came from a point where you already had some knowledge on fish farming at least, but for someone who probably does not even have any, all they know is that we can get fish and we eat. Is it beneficial to someone like that? And would you recommend it?
So I'll answer your question based on a fact I really like in foundational economics. That is, a well-trained person with the required skills is very, very important, because these people can turn challenges into opportunities. And the fact in foundational economics is that these trained people are 4 times the value of produced capital and 15 times the value of natural capital. So in Kenya, we're very lucky. We have the natural capital. Lake Victoria is here with us, and the land is huge. We have like 1.1 million hectares of land that's suitable for aquaculture. So we have the capital, but then we don't have the people. So that's why we need this training. Yes.
Brilliant. You've heard it from an alumni, someone who's gone through the training and is actually living out the things that he's learned. So I just want to ask a very interesting question. You started running the farm. Namely, just to throw a spanner in the works, probably 2 skills that you learned through the training that you're actually using on the ground and they're actually producing results?
So, it's a hands-on training. You are in the farm. You are learning the day-to-day activities in a farm, an actual farm, commercial farm. So it's not a demonstration. So the fish handling that you get to learn, you have to use that in a farm. So once you learn that, and then the managerial skills, it's something that you have to be taught at some point. I know it's natural for some people, but then for fish farming, you really need to be taught that. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate him even as he takes his leave. Thank you for those tidbits and for allowing us to just speak your brain and to learn from your experience through the training. Let's celebrate him again even as he takes his seat. All right, moving on swiftly, we are now at the point where we get to hear a bit more about the award ceremony that we've been talking about. And I'd like to welcome Ivo to just come up on stage and be able to tell us a few things about the category and what it is to expect. You can celebrate him even as he comes. Ivo Vandali is a technical project manager at Lattice Aqua. He holds a manager's degree in aquaculture and marine resource management from
Wageningen.
Oh, Wageningen. Yeah, Wageningen University and Research. All right. He worked in ASA Ethiopia on the first ever commercial fish farm in the country, and also for NABC, where he focused on market studies within the agribusiness sector. So Ivo, thank you so much for joining us. Kindly let us know what the competition was all about and the criteria that were used to select the winners.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we had a jury of 6 people, all aquaculture experts in various subsectors. And as a jury, we came together and we selected winners in 3 categories. So we selected the best county, we selected the best student, and we selected 3 best farmers. I will come back to that later. So first we looked at the county. For the county, we interviewed farmers and fisheries officials and basically asked about their experience. So how did they feel supported and how did they think the sector was developing in their county. Besides that, we also looked at the county integrated development plan to have a bit of an idea of what the plans for the county were for the aquaculture sector. The winning county has been selected because of their huge effort for training. They set up at least 10 different field schools, so they put a lot of effort for extension workers to reach out to farmers and to train them. Further, also, they do a lot of efforts in making inputs more readily available. So that's why they won, and you will announce them in a bit. The next category was the best student. For the student, we of course looked at what they were studying, but we wanted to see a bit more. So we really looked into students trying to get practical experience. John Eric just mentioned how important it is that you interact on the farm. So we looked in that, and we also looked to see what their vision was of the aquaculture sector and how they think they can play a part in that. Well, the winning student, as you will announce him a bit, we chose him because he takes a lot of effort in data collection and a lot of effort into involve science into fish farming to show that there's actually a lot of technical background and technical skills needed in the sector. Well, lastly, of course, we selected best farmers. And as I said, we selected 3 best farmers, which means the audience at the end of today's session gets to pick which one is the final winner. So as a jury, we selected the best 3. And of course, we looked at production. We looked at production efficiency to see how well they managed their technical skills and technical capabilities. But we also highly appreciated their involvement in the local community. We highly appreciated innovations they were taking. And we highly appreciated efforts in sustainability. So I can announce which the 3 best farmers will be, and later on, the audience can select the ranking of the 3. So the So we selected George Muga, we selected Okinda Fred, and we selected Faith Ellie Judith.
Thank you so much, Ivo. As you've heard, we have the 4 categories, the 3 different categories. That is the county, the student, and the farmers category. At this particular juncture, I'd like to announce the first 2 categories, that is the county category, as well as the student who actually won. We are going to announce them and, of course, celebrate them, right? All right. I'll start with the student. Are you ready? Are your hearts pounding? All right. The student that was chosen to take part to enjoy the prize that is an internship at the Aquaculture Academy is George Muga. George, how are you? Sorry, my apologies. I have read the I have read the wrong thing. Sorry. Let me take that back. So we have the farmers. The farmers who are the finalists today and have joined us today. We have Okinda Fred that is here with us. We have Faith Judith that is here with us as well. And we have George Muga that is here with us today. These are the 3 farmers that are there. And the student who is taking it home today is also here with us. So as he prepares himself, we'd like to announce the county category winner. And the county category winner, as Ivo has said, has met a number of criteria that they were looking for, and this is none other than Kakamega County. All right, I know we have a representative from Kakamega County. As the representative from Kakamega County prepares.
Indeed, I'm present.
All right. We're getting ready. As that happens, I'd like the farmers finalists to come. All right, we have the county of Kakamega on screen. Hello, sir, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Please introduce yourself so that we know who you are.
My name is Stephanie Otieno Wilson, County Director Fisheries, and I'm standing in on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Kakamega County, Dr. Wycliffe Ambessa Oparanya, who is currently in a meeting in Kisumu, and on behalf of my CEC, Madam Rachel Kumu, and on behalf of the people of Kakamega County, especially fish farmers, it is my pleasure to be part and parcel of this wonderful occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, as Kakamega County, you have won training, free training for one of your members that you shall be contacted with by the FTA team so that you may be able to collect on the prize. How are you feeling?
I feel elated, and it is a great achievement for the people of Kenya. I think our farmers have won, and this accolade should go to them, because without them, despite our strategies, the effort we have put in, and together with our partners, we would not have made it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's celebrate him even as he takes his leave. All right, we are back to the best student. I'd like to celebrate, and I'd like you to join me in celebrating the student who has won, and this is none other than Joseph Odwor. Joseph, we celebrate you. Please join me on stage. Join me on stage, Joseph. Let's celebrate him even as he comes, All right? Now, Joseph, just for you to know what you've won, you have won a free internship at the Aquaculture Academy that will last about 4 to 6 months, depending on his rate of learning, yes? So that is yours. Please tell us, how does that make you feel?
Wow.
Wow.
First, let me thank the Aquaculture team and the Food Tech Africa for this opportunity. What I'm feeling inside me is being immersed in a opportunity lake. This is going to be an opportunity for me to enhance my skills and expertise and try to come up with solutions which can, technology-driven solutions that can help the local farmers in day-to-day operation of the fish farms.
Thank you so much. They say that we, the youth, are the leaders of tomorrow, but we are taking charge now, right?
Very true.
So we celebrate you. Let's celebrate him even as he takes his leave.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We know that you will use that opportunity to the fullest, and you will represent us well. All right? At this particular moment, I'd like to welcome the finalist from the farmers category to just join me on stage. I'd like to call up Faith Judith. Please join me on stage. Okinda Fred, please join me on stage. And George Munga, please join me on stage. Let's celebrate them as they come. All right? Yes, just have a seat. We will be with you shortly. We want to see your faces and admire them for now, all right? Now, what happened was the finalists have a pre-recorded pitch, so we'd like to watch them, and we'd like to start off with Okinda Fred. So may we get to watch what Okinda Fred had put ready for us.
My name is Fred Okinda. My farm is known as Concept Fish Cages and Farm. And I started fish farming back in 2016. I am the pioneer fish cage farmer around here. When we first started, it wasn't easy. The people around were like, what is this? How is this going to happen? I decided to venture into aquaculture because there are so many opportunities that come with it. There's so much disparity between the production and the availability of fish in the market. I saw that as an opportunity to venture into fish farming. And indeed, there are challenges. The security issue, which we have to create a good PR between ourselves, investors into the lake, and the locality, the people who live around. Where we are located is a bit far from where we can get the feeds because we don't produce them locally. So it becomes a bit hard on our side, especially when we have to go for the commercial feeds. The reason why I'm participating in the Farmers Challenge, one is because of to be known that around this place there is a farmer somewhere who has cages in the lake. And another reason is because of the incentives that come with the challenge. The challenges of purchasing the feeds, which are way much expensive because some of them go for 500 per kilo. I saw it as an opportunity, maybe if I become one of the winners, to be supplied with the feeds. I happened to be one among the first among the very many who took part in the competition. Things to do with getting training on how to maximize on production of fish in the cages, knowing the water parameters. So those will be of importance to me when I win this competition. When we started, it was only a single cage. It was a 5x5 cage. Most of the information or the expertise, I acquired them from YouTube. I will download the videos. So far, we have 6 cages. We are looking into owning very many cages so that we can boost our production level of fish into the market. From Concept Fish Cages and Farm, I did participate in these competitions as a farmer. So I would urge you people out there to vote for me as the best choice among the farmers so that I can bring the prize home.
All right. So Okinda Fred, you are here with us. Please rise to your feet. We need to show people that you're real. All right. So very briefly, I know you've said it in the video, but very briefly in like 20 seconds, tell us why we should vote for you so that you can win.
Okay, thank you so much to the organizers. and Aquaculture Food Tech Africa. Well, as much as everything is in the video, I stand before you to call on you guys to vote for me. And we see the bigger challenge lies with the production, from when the fish are fingerling size to when you produce almost at 8 months, 9 months. So we use a lot, and therefore that's why I'm asking for your votes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate him even as he sits. All right. Next up, we have a video from Faith Judith. All right. So let's get to hear what Faith has in store for us.
My name is Faith Judith Eli of Ouko Fish Farm in Kinduve. I'm a teacher by profession, but currently I'm not practicing, I'm managing my farm. Upon several visits to a neighboring fish farm, I, together with my husband, developed an interest of knowing more about fish farming. I've tried all types of farming. We also had a greenhouse in place, but it didn't work for us. I do pond farming, and we do a second stage of fingerling production, and we keep them inside a happernet. I started with 2 ponds, with 6 hapernets. At the moment, I have 5 ponds and 32 hapernets. It's a project worth it. The challenges that I've faced with fish farming are the theft cases, predators like the birds like the fingerling so much, and then the cost of these equipments, fish farming equipments. For example, the feeds. The feeds are so costly compared to other sectors. Yeah, in 2017, we stocked 60,000 fries, and we thought that we are going to harvest the 60,000. We had our client ready. Upon counting the fingerlings, we only had 10,000. We lost hope and felt that this is not the right place to be. I visited a neighboring fish farmer who whispered a word of, just keep on trying, do not lose hope. That's how and why we've reached this far. If I win this competition, my employees will get a chance to go for the training. It will also help me have easy time in managing this farm, because they shall have known what is expected of them in fish farming. I'll also be able to get the feeds. These feeds will reduce the cost. I'll also be able to get the aqua equipment that will help me measure the water quality, because the water that we use is from the irrigation scheme, which we do not have full control over it. I have 5 employees in my farm at the moment. I'm able to employ my community. That will help them put food on the table. Their children are able to go to school for their education. I am the best candidate for this farmer competition because I am a lady, and ladies do fear this sector. So that will encourage ladies to be like Faith one day, one time. Youths fear taking risks. In life, it's all about risks. This will encourage the youth that all is possible. They can give it a try to be able to be like Faith some other day.
Wow, thank you so much. Faith, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome. Again, we've heard it from the video, but now that you're here, tell us again, why should we vote for you in the next 10, 15, 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'm the Faith Eli you were seeing in the video. I'm a youth and a lady farmer from Homa Bay. Kindly, I'm requesting for your votes, because when you vote me and I be the winner of this competition, I'll be able to bring more women and youths on board. And this will also help us improve the aquaculture sector in Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faith. Wow. All right, and next we have George Muga. Let's get to hear what George has to say.
Yes, I'm George Muga of Muga Fish Farm.
I wanted to do some fish for my domestic use and stocked catfish, around 500. I sold around 200 at 200 shillings, and that was 40,000. And that was 2002. You can imagine 40,000 was a lot of money. So I started thinking towards aquaculture from that time. And I realized the risks are minimal. I said this is the way to go. We are using the water from the river. So the river is a little bit muddy. So we are forced now to take this water through almost 2 levels. That's why we are trying to find money, if we can get, to have a filtration system. You know, the term which was used in the competition is what provoked me, the best innovative farmer. Actually, from the gate, I think it is all innovation. In Kenya, if we have people who have tried to do things manually like this, we might be very few. So I thought, I want to try this. That is what motivated me. You know, the cost of feeds is a very prominent cost in all fish farms. That would really reduce our cost. We need funds, so anything which can reduce that usage of our funds will be a plus. This farm has employed 8 people, and I believe what they are getting here is impacting their lives and the lives of their family. FoodTech Africa is like launching an academy, and I think it would be a very good idea so that we can have this, some of these our college guys get the practical experience, so that when they come out, there are people you can rely on, will appreciate that practical aspect of the training to be able to impact on our businesses down there. I wish to request everybody to vote for me, because I believe, given my background and the impact I've created in the industry and what we have done, I believe I'm the best innovative farmer in Kenya.
All right. Karibu sana, George. How are you feeling, George?
Great.
You're feeling great.
Yes.
Again, we've heard it from the video, but now that you're here, let us know in 20 seconds, why should we vote for you?
Yeah, I'll continue to say that I think I'm the most innovative farmer. That's a fact. Because I've managed to do what most farmers have not been able to do. One of my reasons for these people voting for me is that I've managed to find solutions to be able to do aquaculture affordably and sustainably. First, by coming up with the innovative ideas, which is making all of us be able to do this in a more sustainable way. And if you see the video, we have the most simple hatchery, which anybody can do with less than 50,000 shillings, and you have your fingerlings. We have the simplest recirculating aquaculture system, which anybody can do, and you have your best fish. So I think I'm the best farmer to get this award. Thank you.
All right. Let's celebrate George. All right, finalists, you may have your seats. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate them even as they sit. You've heard it from them themselves. People usually say you've heard it from the horse's mouth. So there they are, the 3 finalists. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are going to do. We are going to participate and vote for the 3 candidates. Now, on the left side of your panel, right where the chat section is and the Q&A is, there is a poll section. So when you get to the poll section, you will find the names of the 3 finalists. When you get to the names of the 3 finalists, vote for the one that you think is most deserving. So vote for them, vote for them, vote for them. And as the voting is continuing, we shall be doing a Q&A, because the voting is just literally a click. So we'll give you some time so that everyone gets the chance to vote. And then once you've voted, we shall come back and be able to announce who the winners are. All right, at this particular moment, there are some questions that were coming in, and we'd like to just jump on them as our finalists are being voted for. Wherever you are finalist, I would be praying so that I win. All right? I'd like to welcome my panel, which will consist of John Eric, Ivo, and Julie. Please come to the stage. all right, so that we can be able to answer a few, if not all of the questions that have been asked by our attendees. Right, this is Julie. Ivo is coming up as well as John. All right, welcome gentlemen and lady. Okay, now there are a few questions that have been thrown to us as the session was happening, and we just want to quickly answer them so that we can have people get more confidence in joining the Aquaculture Academy, right? Now, the first question, which I'll direct to Ivo, is, will the training only focus on one production system?
No, it will not. We see that really depending on the location and different production system can be a best choice depending on the local circumstances. As you could see in the videos just now, you saw that we selected 2 sites for Aquaculture Academy, Juliet in Homa Bay and Kamutanga, Machakos, and they use different production systems. So Juliet, they're really good pond farmers and cage farmers, while Kamutanga, they use a high technology RAS system. So by having the 2 different locations, we can offer trainees to be trained on pond, cage and RAS production systems.
Okay, so just to reiterate, it depends on the
local circumstances, location, what's available,
Yeah.
what's your best production system for your specific situation.
Okay, so it's not, no one should come and expect a blanket kind of training. Okay.
No, there's no one size fits all.
Brilliant. That is great. That is great. This one I'll direct to John. Someone asked, will the training be geared towards specific part of the value chain, or is it to a specific part? Because I've seen these hatcheries, these sex reversal or something. So that was a real thing. How does that work?
Yeah, so that's a very important question, I would say. So it's about commercial aquaculture. So we don't want to focus on a single part of the value chain and forget the rest. So I know production is very important, and we are going to be very technical in terms of what we teach people on the farms. But then we are also looking at the end of the pipe. You know, where do you take your fish at the end of that? So it's the entire value chain. So there'll be marketing bit of it and production too. So at the end of the day, it depends on the needs of the trainee.
Awesome. All right. This one, I want to address it to Julie. How relevant is AA in terms of jobs creation in Kenya and East Africa? AA is the Aquaculture Academy. I'm assuming so. So
yes.
How relevant is it in creating jobs?
So it's very relevant. Remember when I was going through my presentation and I talked about the 3 broad categories of trainees that we are targeting. So I'll start with the 3rd category, which was the students, and focusing on graduates who are looking for jobs after they're done with the studies. It's important for them to have an internship, for them to be able to at least showcase to their future farmers, to their future employers, that they actually can do the job. So when they leave the academy, they would have had some experience that they'll be able to then sell to their future employers. We also have students that are coming in who are still going through the course in the university. They're going to be doing the attachments. When they come out of the universities, the expectation is they will have already had that experience. We have extension officers, looking to train other potential farmers on the ground. Once we train the extension officers, once we train the trainers who are hired by the NGOs, and what other organization is looking to sponsor them, they're going to go on the ground and they're going to create job creation. So there's a lot of potential for job creation. And it's not just creating jobs for those who are coming to be directly trained, but it's creating jobs from an indirect perspective. As a result of productivity going up, you're going to be able to create jobs either from a market perspective, from an input perspective, and from a production perspective.
Awesome, that is great. And that same question has a follow-up, because it's job creation in Kenya and East Africa.
Correct.
So the Aquaculture Academy, how far do your arms reach? Is it just localized to Kenya, or all over?
Absolutely not. It's not just localized in Kenya. So right now we are starting with East Africa. So looking at Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and across East Africa. And I guess as we grow, we are expecting to reach the sub-Saharan Africa. So we have an ambitious dream, starting small, but then reaching out. So in case, we have trainees, potential trainees who are looking, who are seeking training, we will be willing to get to where they are to undertake that training. So they do not have to come to Kamuthanga or Juliet for the training.
Awesome, awesome. And on that note, since it's East Africa wide, people just need to go to www.foodtechafrica.com/Aquaculture Academy, and you'll be able to sign in for the next intake that is currently happening. I think it's ongoing.
Yes.
Yes, please sign up. Whether you're in Kenya, Uganda, East Africa, please sign up for this particular coursework, if I may call it, all right? Great. There's another question here. Will the training have an impact on fish farming equipment availability? This sounds technical, so I'll throw it to John.
Yeah, so at the academy, we do have equipment, water quality test kits that are relevant to a commercial fish farmer. So we'll leverage on this in our mobile trainings. So should we visit a farm, we'll use that. And our 2 campuses are also well equipped. We are also beefing up their supply of these equipment. So we'll do that. We also have partnerships with certain organizations that provide this equipment. For example, we are now the exclusive suppliers of Oxygad in East Africa. So with equipment such as this, I think the trainings will impact the availability of this equipment. Yeah.
All right. And again, I'm assuming this is also East Africa wide. It's not just localized to Kenya.
Exactly.
Brilliant. That's interesting. Just to throw in a spanner in the works, just a follow-up question on that, on partnerships. How important are partnerships, and what kind of partners are you looking for for the Aquaculture Academy and also for Lattice as a whole?
So partnerships is very critical for the survival of Aquaculture Academy. And as we started talking about the journey of FoodTech Africa, we did mention that FoodTech Africa is actually a consortium of 19 Dutch and Kenyan private and public companies, universities, and governments. So from the get-go, it's always, we've felt this is a journey that you cannot walk on your own. You need your partners. And as we're getting into Aquaculture Academy, we'll be tapping into partners either from a training perspective, those with skilled expertise, both local and international. We'll also be tapping into partners from a financing perspective. There could be potential trainees out there who would want to really undertake this training, who are yearning to move their businesses to the next level, but they don't have the financing. So it's about the financing partners as well. So all kinds of partners, be it input suppliers, be it market off-takers. It cuts across the value chain in terms of the partners. So we are calling upon all the partners out there who believe in the growth of aquaculture sector to come and walk this journey with us.
All right. I'm coming back for more questions. Probably for the tallying team, please just give us a signal once everyone has finished voting. All right? Awesome. Great. Now we have a question here from Pauline Irungu. Of course, she says, happy to be here. Thanks for organizing this. So she says, I work with microfinance supporting smallholder farmers through group lending model, and it will be interesting to understand the financing opportunities which are there. I believe in terms of Lattice and Aquaculture Academy and what opportunities you would have for them to plug in with your farmers and the trainees.
I love that question.
If I am not wrong, Pauline Iringu, if I've gotten it wrong, please just follow-up question on the question round.
I love that question, and the reason why I love that question is, Pauline, wherever you are, I'd like to have this conversation with you afterwards, because one of the struggles within the aquaculture sector is actually lack of access of finance for the smallholders, and trying to figure out what can the smallholder farmers do better to be able to access the financing. So in as much as we'll be teaching them on financial literacy, on entrepreneurship, on business acumen, on the technical skills, how willing are the financial institutions towards actually providing access to finance? So it gives me joy as I sit here just knowing that there is the Paulines out there that are looking to actually partner with us. So this is hopeful.
Awesome. I have seen another one still from Pauline. So I think the first one, Pauline, how they get in touch?
Yes.
Through the website
please.
again?
Yes.
All right. Just, Pauline, go to the website, www.foodtechafrica/Aquaculture Academy. And then you'll be able to just get in touch with the team and they'll be able to set up a meeting. All right. Great. There was one I'd seen. I'll come to it once I find it. But there's also Sylvester. Sylvester asks that, could there be some interventions to make innovative aquaculture in arid counties? Yes. Like, is there a strategy for that? Aquaculture in arid counties, because he says he comes from Kitui, Makueni, projects, in places like Kitui, Machakos, Makueni. So he's asking, could there be interventions? Is it possible? I think that's what I'm getting from it.
Oh, yes. I mean, case in point, Kamuthanga, right? Machakos, dry land, but it's thriving. So there's definitely potential opportunities and potential ways to create interventions. And I would be happy to hear from him in terms of taking this to the next level and figuring out the right interventions, because again it depends on the region, yeah. And I'd like Ivo, John Eric to maybe talk about what are the interventions and what are the factors to consider when it comes to looking at the right production system and the right way of undertaking aquaculture system. Aquaculture.
Probably specifically to arid areas, like he's asked.
Maybe if I can add on first a little bit, what maybe is nice to mention is that Aquaculture Academy will have 2 locations, but we also constructed a mobile unit. The mobile unit is a van, which we constructed with a lot of water quality testing equipment, so we can do thorough water quality analysis, and it has everything that we need to give training on site. So therefore, for more arid regions, isolated regions, if there's groups of farmers or farmers that want to have specific training on their farm, we can come actually to their location and give the training and consultancy needed. So that's one step we can take to help also the more isolated regions to develop the sector.
All right, thank you so much. There's an interesting one here from Tom Rogers. So first of all, he says he works with refugees and they've managed to acquire a piece of land where they can breed fish as well as food to provide to the fish. So what they're asking is, how would support look like for them? They would like to be supported as trainees in the academy so that in turn they're able to start the fish farming. Yes, that's what they say. And they say they have work permits. So yeah, but they're reaching out for assistance in the training. So I don't know how you can answer that. Probably the kind of assistance platforms that you have, if you've set up any at this particular point, so that he can be able to benefit.
Do you want to take that?
Yes. So I think it's about increasing the potential of aquaculture in this country. So for people in extreme cases like the arid areas, in refugee camps and things like that, we seek to exploit various systems that could work for them and train them on these systems. So we are all-rounded. We custom make systems based on the needs of a given farmer or a potential farmer. So the first thing we do is just find out their specific need. Yes, you're in a refugee camp. Maybe there's an issue of water. Maybe the temperatures are too high. So in commercial aquaculture, we work with what works, what can really work for you and make you have something in return. So we are all-rounded. We'll reach out to them or they can visit the website and we figure out how to work together.
All right. I hope, Tom, you're satisfied with that. If not, throw a follow-up question. Now, there's another interesting one here by Austin. And he asks, given the unemployment rates in the country, how do you plan to motivate graduates who are already in the journey of agribusiness, whether it's fish farming or general agribusiness, and are still struggling at their startup phases? I don't know. Personally, I know the struggle he's saying, because it's really hard to get even an angel investor to give you money in agriculture. So how do you help people who are struggling, quote unquote, to just get through all these phases?
So our pride would be, those who leave the academy to have sustainable and profitable businesses. And that's what the goal for Aquaculture Academy is. We do not want a situation where we are having so many trainees coming through and still being unemployed. So in terms of interventions, as Winnie mentioned earlier, one of the things that we do at Lattice is actually, financial advisory work. So in terms of figuring out how to link the market or the investors to the potential investments. I mean, that's why we even had Joel Mugwisa of Aqua-Spark speaking today and telling us about what it needs, what it means for you to invest, to be investor ready. So it's not just having the technical know-how. It's more about being prepared for the next step. So we would work with the likes of, potential funders or potential investors with regards to just figuring out how can this, the potential farmers, what do they need to do to get ready? So it's a journey that we want to walk with the trainees. So not just ending at the course level once you're done with the courses, but also seeing how we can link you to the potential investors, or linking you to the market, or linking you to whatever intervention you're looking for.
Awesome. You want to add on to that?
Yeah, the word I would really use in this case is transitioning. So I know it's very hard for our graduates just getting out of school and then into the job market. So it's about strategic positioning. Ethology, as I said, is a very broad field. There's a lot about fish, but then there's what is very relevant in the field. So if you can grasp on what is most relevant, and then strategically place yourself based on what you want to, work on, then the academy can help you with that strategic positioning, so that there's that smooth transitioning between school and work. Opportunities are unlimited. Yeah.
Awesome. You want to add on to that, Ivo?
Yeah, maybe. I think that to emphasize that Aquaculture Academy is not just theoretical, but also practical training. What we've seen itself, what I experienced myself as well, farming in Ethiopia, is that you can't manage a farm if you don't know what it is to stand in a pond and to scoop fish and to grab them and really get your hands dirty. And the practical training that Aquaculture Academy will provide will help graduates in getting either to improve their business plans, increasing their chance of getting hired at farms, or other activities they are willing to undertake in their professional career.
Awesome. This one is very interesting. I don't know who will answer this, but it's a two-part question. Felix Rapando asks, has the curriculum been approved by the relevant TVET authority in Kenya, so that the graduates coming out of the academy can be recognized? That's one. Then two, with the launch of this academy, focus should shift to making aquaculture as a profitable venture. Currently, the sector is not profitable, hence not attractive to youth investors. I think that was a comment. But the first one, has the curriculum been approved? And I think this is it's an honest question, because we've had cases where people go through a course, you go into the job market, and you are told, for lack of a better word, so samahani, mteja wa nambari uliopiga. Yeah. So what are the logistics behind that? Like, once someone comes out with a training, is it recognized in the job market?
It should be recognized in the job market. And what we are doing right now is we're partnering with various learning institutions to make sure that the courses are accredited, right? So again, it's more looking at the practical. It's an add-on to the existing courses. So we're giving you an additional level of courses. So working and partnering with the learning institutions, the higher learning institutions, then enable the courses to become accredited. The next question of the aquaculture not being very enticing to the youth, I think I'd like Generic to address. It's a factual. It's actually very
true.
correct. But I'd like to hear about it from Generic and what made him,
what attracted
him to fish. Yeah.
So on a personal basis, I'm very passionate about fish. So that's personal. But then fish not being profitable, it's about whether you're doing it right or not. You see, the reason as why we've come up with the academy, it's a very urgent need, by the way, because so many people are doing aquaculture, but the question is, are we doing it right? So the moment you don't get it right from the beginning, that's when you start incurring losses. So you have to understand your situation, what you really need, and have to think of the market right from the beginning. You don't grow fish, and then once your fish are big, you start looking for the market. So at that point, you start having these shocks and then say it's not profitable. So that is a situation we are in because we've not had enough training of our farmers, and that's why we are here today.
Okay. Quickly, just as we finish up, I think the vote tallying is done, so we need to announce the winners. TLO Limited asks, how come the RAS technology is so expensive? That's what is written, especially for a third world country. Can't we have parts locally instead of shipping them, instead of shipping the whole setup? So probably start with what is RAS technology, and then answer why is it so expensive, and is it possible to have it done locally? I think that's a technical question, so either two you can.
So RAS is RAS, that is recirculating aquaculture systems. If you did see the video of Kamudanga, that is RAS. So as FoodTech Africa, we've worked with this for quite some time. But then for the Aquaculture Academy, we'll be working with all farming systems. Now, on the question of it being expensive, this is a new technology, and we still don't have local supply of some of these inputs. So we are forced to import them. But then we are still working on, a situation whereby in future we can be able to source this locally. But still, I would say, in as much as it's very expensive at the CapEx level, the OpEx normally justifies it. Because you are able to, produce your fish very efficiently. You increase the efficiency of your inputs. So at the end of the day, the unit cost of feed, water is reduced compared to other farming systems. So I think RAS, it's worth it. Although we can't hide from the fact that it's still very expensive. So TLO has said nothing but the truth. It is still very expensive, but from a technical point of view, I would say it's worth it.
So it's more about just like any investment. You look at the return, right? So the initial investment is expensive, but the return on investment is very high. So it requires quite a bit of perseverance and investment at the beginning, because what you're yielding at the end and what the return that you're getting at the end is way higher than any other farming system.
Ivo?
So maybe like to add on is that, of course, we know the running costs for areas, they can be quite high. But what makes aquaculture so exciting is that there's a lot of innovations going on. So we see a lot of innovations making those running costs cheaper. We see a lot of innovations in solar energy, for example. So people are starting to use that. We see producers of equipment designing the system so it will take up less energy, actually lowering the cost. So I think if over the coming years, we will see definitely that the running cost of RES will reduce as well.
Awesome. I was waiting for this question to come. So how much does the course cost? That's a question by Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. So it depends, right? So it's not one course. We're not providing one course. So it's different courses, it's different levels of intensity. So it all depends on what you want. And in as much as we have a curriculum, we know that the needs are different. We know that there's different regions, there's different levels of aquaculture knowledge, there is different requirements. People will come in for different needs. So when we tailor some of the courses to your needs, we'll be able to then let you know what it is what it costs. But in terms of the the standard courses that we have. In case of any more information that you'd like on that, feel free to reach out to us and we'll provide that information.
Right. Ivo, you want to add on to that?
No, it's clear.
Okay. All right. So this one is addressed specifically to Julie and John. I don't know why, but and I think it's important because it hits on something very interesting. So Caleb Omoyo says, fish feed has been pointed out as a challenge in aquaculture. What are the strategic points within the academic curriculum that is addressing this problem? Or rather, what are the strategies that you have that are addressing this issue of feed? Because everyone is saying feed is expensive. From our finalists to everyone else, feed is expensive. So what is Aquaculture doing, Aquaculture Academy doing and Lattice doing to ensure that we can try at least get this feed at a good rate to our people?
So let me attempt that question and then a generic feel free to add in. So from a strategic positioning perspective, we know that, what good quality feed results to good production, right? So if you cut corners on the feed side, your yield is not going to be ideal. So as part of FoodTech Africa, we have two strategic partners who are feed suppliers, and that is Unga and Skretting. And their feed is known to be of good quality. And so as part of the curriculum and as part of the courses, we are training trainees to let them be aware of the effects of, bad feed or quality control or things like that. So we will not be advocating a particular kind of feed, right? But we are saying, if you use the right feed, it yields to this kind of production. So that's where the FCR conversion comes into play. So it's all about just being aware that what you bring in, what you get into your feed, into your fish, affects your production, then affects your sustainability and your profitability.
Right. John, you want to add on to that?
Maybe just from a technical point of it. Now, we are talking about commercial aquaculture. And so farmers want to make profit. So how much you use to produce a kilo of fish is normally very sensitive to how much you use in buying a kilo of feed. So that's why you have to be very keen on the feed you use. And part of our training will be feed and feeding. So it's not just about the feed itself. The feeding is very important. So from a technical point of it, we'll work with the farmers step by step on all angles about feed and feeding, and based on their specific needs and what they want as far as commercial aquaculture is concerned. So that will depend on the needs of the farmer.
All right, thank you so much. I wish we had more time, but the results are out. We need to announce the winners. So I'll release you. Let's celebrate them even as they sit. This has been John, Ivo, and Julie. Wow. All right, in case you had a question and it wasn't answered, I believe we shall compile them and the team will be able to answer them offline once we are done with today's launch. Okay, so a quick recap of what our best county and our student won. So the best county, which was Kakamega County, got free training of the extension officers, which they will be the ones to choose. So let's celebrate that. For our student, he got a free internship at the Aquaculture Academy that will range between 4 to 6 months, depending on the needs and where you are. So we congratulate you for that. Let's celebrate him as well. Okay. Are we ready for the winners? Are we ready for the winners? Now, just to let you know what the winners will take home. So the third prize will consist of 1, a free training for one farm worker at the Aquaculture Academy. There will be a consultation session at your farm for technical, professional advice tailored just for you. Yes, those two things, all right? So you get personalized technical consultation at your farm, and 1 free training for your farm worker. All right. Here we go, here we go. Are you ready for us to announce who the first runner-up is? Are you ready? All right. I'm just waiting for the percentages to come in, and then we shall continue. So that was the third prize. The second prize, you will get free training for 2 of your farm workers at the Aquaculture Academy. You will get aqua care trial, including water quality test kit and on-site trial support. And of course, you will get a consultation session at your farm from the technical professionals tailored just for you. That will be the one who emerges second, and the one who will emerge first will get this. Are you ready? So free training for 3 of your farm workers, high quality feed and on-site support. I'm being told that this is about 1,500 kgs of feed that is enough to grow about 2,000 fingerlings into harvest. That's what you'll get. Of course, you'll get the aqua care trial, including water quality test kit and on-site trial support, as well as consultation session at your farm from our technical professionals tailored just for you. All right. I believe we are ready to announce the winners. All right, here we go, here we go. Let's have the first runners-up. Second runners-up. We start with the second runners-up, all right? Don't worry, it is going to pop up on your screen in the next short while. Are you ready? Are your hearts pumping? Finalists, are you ready? Are your palms sweaty? Want you to keep guessing. And there we have it. Second runners-up, Fred Okinda. Let's celebrate Fred Okinda. Wow, wow, wow. Fred, congratulations. We'll get to you just now. All right, so that's Fred Okinda. That's the second runners-up. First runners-up, let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? First runners-up. There we go. Faith Ellie. Let's celebrate Faith Ellie. She is our first runners-up. And of course, that means that our winner, with a whooping 50% of the votes, was and is. Just hold on to that. I'd like to welcome our CEO to come up on stage so that we can present our first winners with their certificates. Let's celebrate Winnie even as she comes up on stage. Let's celebrate her. All right. So we'll have our first runners-up. Fred Okinda, please join us on stage so that you may receive your certificate. And of course, what you have won is free training for 1 farm worker at the Aquaculture Academy and a consultation session at your farm from our technical professionals tailored just for you. Let's celebrate Fred. Congratulations, Fred. You may have your seat. Congratulations once again. All right, our second runners-up, who was Faith Ellie. Faith Ellie, please come and join us on stage. Faith Ellie, you've won free training for 2 of your farm workers at the Aquaculture Academy. You get the aqua care trial, including water quality test kit and on-site trial support, as well as a consultation session at your farm from our technical experts. Let's celebrate Faith for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and our winner for the competition with a whooping 50% of the votes is none other than George Muga. George, please join us on stage. Let us celebrate George. Wow, wow. Yes. All right. George Muga, you have won training for 3 of your farm workers at the Aquaculture Academy. You have free high quality feed And you'll get on-site support as well as the aqua care trial, including water quality test kit and on-site trial support. Of course, you also get a consultation session with our technical team. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate George and all our winners. Thank you so much, farmers. Faith, we celebrate you. Fred, we celebrate you. George, we celebrate you. And of course, our student. Please come up on stage so that you receive your certificate as well. This was Joseph Odwor. Let's celebrate him another time. All right. Thank you so much. You may have your seat. We celebrate you. Thank you so much, Winnie, for even handing out those certificates. You know, it is usually, it touches home when the CEO gives certificates, right, farmers and winners? Yeah, it has gotten somewhere, right in the core. All right, we celebrate you. Congratulations once again. All right. Are you excited? Are you excited like I am? Just a quick reminder again, we are using the hashtag Aquaculture Academy on all our sites, so feel free to get to those sites and use that hashtag. And if you have any questions, any follow-up questions for the team, please feel free to go to www.foodtechafrica.com/Aquaculture Academy. If you want to also partner with the team, because there are a lot of people who've also expressed interest in partnering on different levels, please go to the website as well. I'm sure there are contact details there that you'll be able to get in touch with the team and let them know how you want to partner and work with them. That being said, we have come to the end of today's celebration, and I'd like to welcome our coordinator. She has been the one running around this place and ensuring that everything is going to place, ensuring that our participants are set and everyone is ready and set for today. Are you ready to welcome this lovely lady? All right. And to give us the vote of thanks for today, I'd like to welcome the lovely Charity on stage. So let's celebrate Charity even as she comes to the stage. All right, let's celebrate Charity one more time. Karibu sana, Charity.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's indeed been a pleasure, and it's indeed been such a joy to see you in today's Aquaculture Academy launch. Yes, so I just want to thank everybody for being here today. This event would not have been a success if you're not present. So first of all, I would really thank the representatives from the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, who have been in attendance, Ambassador Maarten, Brouwer, and Ingrid. We really thank you for that. Another acknowledgement goes to our Kenya's Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries representatives. Thank you so much for taking your time to join us. I would also want to acknowledge county government representatives as well as county executive committees who are represented in our today's meeting. We are very happy that you could join us, and Kakamega County, congratulations on this amazing award. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. Totally, this event would not have been a success if not for you. Thank you, to the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. Thank you, Scre team, and thank you, Unga. As you can see, they have amazing prizes for our winners. We really thank you for that. Participants in the Best Farmers Challenge. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, George. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Joseph. Congratulations to all of you. We met when you were doing the pre-recorded videos, and really, this is a great chance. So I really hope that you're going to grab on it and take full advantage of it. Yes, so we also acknowledge our aquaculture groups that are represented in today's webinar. We have Victoria Aquaculture Youth Group, we have Resect, and it's been amazing learning that there's actually, the growing of flies. I mean, that was something interesting for me today. We also acknowledge Aqua Innovators Invitation and Aqua Innovators Group, rather, sorry. Yes, a big acknowledgement to all development financial institutions represented, NGOs. It's been a pleasure. And lastly, the Food Tech Africa Consortium. We really thank you, the 21 companies represented, and a special shout out to Larive International. Thank you for all your participation. And our event planners, we really thank you for all your the sleepless nights that you had and everything that you've been organizing. We really, really appreciate your efforts, and you can see the work that you have done. And the MC, thank you for coordinating the event. We really appreciate your effort. And even for the entire team at Lattice, we say thank you, and a big shout out to you. So I wish you all the best and God bless you. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our launch for today. For those of us online, we kindly ask that you don't leave in a hurry. Feel free to interact, get to know who's online. You might find a potential investor or a potential business partner right there, or a potential sponsor to the Aquaculture Academy, and that will be a good thing. For those of us who are in-house, we have tea right outside after this. So once we are done, we shall go right outside at the back and we shall be able to mingle and have some tea. It has been a pleasure to stand before you, great people, and to celebrate with you and the launch of the Aquaculture Academy. My name is Damiano Timothy from Mastercraft Entertainment, and I hope that we have left you better than we found you. We look forward to seeing you at the Academy, so please remember to sign up. Use the website www.foodtechafrica.com/Aqua Academy, Aquaculture Academy. All right? Thank you so much.